Welcome everyone to another episode of Two Men No Hope. Welcome back to our full normal show on a Friday. God, you've got so much content now. I don't know how you can bear it. And we got some good news. The YouTube has started to pick up a little bit, not massively, but enough to notice. So the
That's
thumbnails
good.
must be doing their job. But I woke up this morning. It was so funny. So there was a comment on the episode with like Ant in.
Okay.
And I went on it, and I was laughing because it was like, I don't mean this insulting, but the guy in the middle looks like he keeps scratching his sausage and mash. I don't know if he should get that checked out. I would have DM'd, but I don't know. I couldn't. And he was obviously referring to me because I keep like adjusting myself.
Oh, no way. Fucking hell.
And I just put a comment back, and I just put a laughing face and put brilliant. So well, on one fact, we've got another drinking game. Every time Dan touches his junk, you can have a shot. But no, I'm not itchy down there or anything like that. It's more of like a twitch or like a fidget. I'm not like scratching. I'm like I'm moving it like
Yeah.
out of the way.
It's because you're aware you're on camera, isn't it? So it's like sometimes I don't know where to put my hands.
Yeah, and like if I'm like trying to focus on something, I'm like, it's just like a twitch. Like instead of me moving around, like pulling my trousers down on my legs or stuff like that, I just go like that. So because you can't see anything but my arm going like that. So yeah. So I just laughed because I put myself on the fucking internet. Like people notice stuff that I don't. But like yeah. So my sausage is fresh and my mash has got no lumps in it, so don't worry. But I appreciate it. I love the way he was like, I don't mean to be insulted, and I was like, I didn't take it as an insult, mate. It's all right.
That's fucking brilliant.
But I mean, I live with a guy. I think as well, it's like a common thing to play with your junk because like me and Sabina were watching this show called Skint, and it's about like Scunthorpe.
All right, yeah.
And Scunny, and like all the guys there had like their hands down their pants. And I lived with a bloke who used to have his hand down his trousers all the time. He used to cook. He used to have a spatula in one hand to fry in something, and he'd have his hand in his pants.
Yeah, it's strange. It was a big thing when I was in school. I remember.
It's like a man
getting told
thing,
off
isn't it?
for it
Like
a lot.
masculinity sort of bollocks, like playing with your. But I'm just moving it. It's like
it was a big thing in
way.
prisons as well to always have your hands down there.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just like I don't even know I'm doing it. Like when I'm driving, I do it sometimes. It's just like you move it out of the way. Like sometimes it sticks to your leg as well. You'll give it a little shush.
And you've got to free it up sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I just thought that was fucking funny to get that. I woke up at fucking 5:30 in the morning. It's like you need to go to the doctor. I'm like, nah, don't. It's all right. But I hope we haven't lost him as a viewer because he thinks I'm some sort of pervert. Well, I am some sort of pervert, but not that sort.
Not during
we had
the
another.
episode.
No, yeah, we had another comment as well that was like, how have I managed to find this random channel? Good luck though. And I was like, nothing wrong with random. Thanks very much.
It is when you look at it from the outside. If they don't understand what the concept of the whole show is, it is super random because they're all very different discussions, isn't it?
Well, I always start the video like I always edit it so it says listener says. But yeah, no, yeah, absolutely it is fucking. I just hope that they watch it and get a few laughs and they're like, oh, I'll try another one. But they have. Like I said, we have got significantly more views for us.
That's good.
Yeah. No, it's just enjoying it. So if you're watching this now and you're on the YouTube, please subscribe because we're getting the views, but no one's fucking subscribing. And then we still need them TikToks for the old live at Christmas. You need to get on there and follow us on our TikTok. Even more so after our latest conspiracy theory episode, yeah. But no, apart from that, how you been, man? My little comment thing about YouTube there.
Yeah, I've been alright. Yeah, it was my birthday, wasn't it, over the weekend? So on Wednesday, me and Charlotte went to a nice steak place because that's when I was off.
Right.
We had a nice meal that evening, and then I had like a Scotch egg. First time I've, as my starter, first time I've ever eaten a Scotch egg.
Right.
Because I normally, when I look at them, they look like fucking husks of like bullshit that I would never go near in my life.
They look like testicles.
But in this place, it was obviously like fine dining. So then it was like properly done. There's pictures of it on my Facebook, and I've never tasted something so tasty in my life. And it had that Nuja sausage. It had that like running through it as well. So it was like proper, like had a bit of like spice to it. It was nice, proper nice.
Oh yeah.
So we had a nice meal. I had quite a few cocktails,
as
always, and then been working since, really. So nice adult fucking birthday, just at work, depressed as fuck.
Fuck that. Yeah, you got a couple happy birthdays on the TikTok and that.
Yeah,
because I made sure that everyone knew about it.
Yeah, I appreciate the love from people. It was nice to see the next day after I had such a shit day, because my actual birthday was like a terrible day at work, really bad day at work. So it cheered me up seeing that the next day.
Well, that's what the listeners are here for.
Definitely. I appreciate it. I appreciate you putting up the post as well.
Ah, that's all right. I know you weren't going to do it, so
yeah, 100%
got to pull my finger out, innit? I went to the Enchanted Forest the other day. You have to buy your ticket like a year in advance. Sabina got free tickets because she helped out with like the advertising.
Oh really?
Yeah, but fucking hell, it's like £26 a ticket.
It looked good in the video.
Yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't have paid £26 for it, I don't think, but a lot of work went into it, so I understand the price.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was cool. It's fucking cold though. Jesus fuck. Fucking freezing, yeah. But no, it was cool. It went in like a figure 8, and you went round, and there was like lights, and you went through all these different things, and they had like I didn't put everything up in the video because I wanted, obviously, people going. I wanted some secrets. But they had some like hologram things, and yeah, no, it was really. I really enjoyed it. It was quite good.
They do a very similar thing to Ashridge House and Forest here.
Oh yeah,
they do pretty much the same thing, which I've always meant to go to, but then it never happens. That'll be coming up soon because it's normally like a Christmassy thing.
Oh okay. Oh yeah, like a Winter Wonderland thing.
Sort of, yeah.
Huh. I was listening to what was it, Bad Friends?
Oh yeah.
And they were talking about who they would be in like in the Batman universe. And they were asking one of the you've probably heard it already. And they were asking the guy, I can't remember who he was, a producer or something, to do an Alfred voice.
Yeah.
And they were saying about, it has to be like really posh and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, well, why? I was like, what happened to the universe where Bruce Wayne hired an orphan from the streets, like London streets, to be his butler, and he like wakes him up and he's like, "Mr. Wayne, you slag, you're getting up late. You got work in a minute." And he like gives him a slap or something, and then he's like, "I'm going out, Alfred." He's like, "Oh, Mr. Wayne, you're not going out in that fucking gimp outfit again, are you?" He's like, I'm Batman, Alfred. You know this. He's like, all right, yeah. Why you got your nipples poking out the fucking fabric then, you fucking ponce?
There is an Alfred that is like a bit rougher. I can't remember which one it is.
He was in Gotham, wasn't he?
Gotham. He
can't remember his name.
British, but he was a little bit rougher. The one in Titans as well was a bit rougher as well.
Yeah, but I want like Sweeney rough, like him just going, "You slag," like all the time,
coming out full Cockney, like, just standing there eating jelly deals. You slag.
That's what I want. I'd love it. That'd be the fucking greatest thing ever. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that at work. I was like, oh man, how good would it be to have a Cockney Alfred?
That would be good. That would be good.
You wouldn't be able to take him seriously though.
No, when he's like talking to him on the fucking intercom, And he was like, Penguin's down here, mate. He's down here. Oh, you wouldn't be able to take it seriously. Because I do love the Cockney accent, but it does make people sound fucking thick as fuck, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I might get
and
hate for that.
it'd be like really abrupt as well, and he wouldn't take any shit. And he'd be like, Alfred, I need you now. And he's like, you what? You fucking talk to me like that again? I ain't coming nowhere, son. And he's like, I'm sorry, I need you now. No, it's done now, it's done. Fuck you. And he fucking puts it down and walks off.
Essentially, if Guy Ritchie made fucking Batman, that's what it would be.
Oh, mate, that'd be so fucking good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, technically, that's the new Batman was sort of like that, wasn't he? Like, he was rough as fuck.
Yeah, a lot of people hated that film, but I still maintain I really enjoyed that film, man.
Oh, I can't wait for the second one.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
The guy that plays
So
Joker
good.
as well is going to do it well, I think.
Yeah, but they're doing Mr. Freeze, aren't they? They're not doing the Joker.
No, but I think they'll link him in because it is going to be a trilogy, isn't it? So
Yeah, I hope they do as many as they can because that's my favourite so far.
and I really talked down Robert Pattinson as a
So
Batman.
did I.
and
I was
the
probably
only thing
slating
I
him.
did struggle with is he was skinny as fuck, but the character was dark enough for me to be like, he wasn't quite Batman yet, was he? He was still in the like the props of learning how to be Batman and to do good things because it was all about vengeance, wasn't it?
Oh, I just thought it was such a good film. It just made more sense.
The car
You know what I
scene
mean? Like
was good.
Yeah, the gadgets made more sense, and he was an actually detective in it. You know what I mean? He didn't just happen to come across all the evidence, like he actually was looking for it. And nah, I think in a whole that was a really good fucking movie.
I'm looking forward to Colin Farrell's Penguin show as well. That should be quite good.
Oh yeah, he was really good as the Penguin.
I think
Yeah,
it's out.
for sure, man.
I think it's out just after Christmas. I think.
I don't know. It was pretty good though. I so pissed off. I ordered. So I was looking at this board game that was a Kickstarter. It's called the Night Cage.
Right.
And it came out, and I was like, I'm gonna know about buying it and stuff like that. And then I kept looking on Amazon, and it was like this price. And every time I looked at it, it kept going up and up and up. And I said to Spin, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to buy this, otherwise I'm never gonna get hold of it. So it cost me £76. Come from America, yeah. Took 3 weeks. It came on Saturday. Went round to Mum's to go get it, and the fucking thing is wrecked. Like the box, it looked like someone had it in a warehouse because it was all sealed, but it looked like something had been stacked on top of it. So the box was all fucking ripped and like damaged and fucking flattened.
That's annoying when you paid that.
Yeah,
much.
so I rung Amazon and I was like, I don't want to send this back, but the fucking thing's damaged. I paid £76 for this. I want money. And they were like, oh, yeah. And it was a call center in India,
Yeah, of course
which pissed me off
Amazon,
first. Yeah. And he goes, oh, okay. What you can do is you can send it back and we'll give you a full refund. And I was like, I don't want to send it back because there isn't any more. I bought it because I wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, but it's damaged. And I don't want to pay full price for it. It's ridiculous. Oh, okay. I can give you £5.
£5.
And I was like, £5 off of 76. You think that's equal to damages? And he was okay. I'll put you on hold. And then he comes back and goes, I can do £8.99. I don't know why I did Chinese then. £8.99. I was like, how the fuck did you go for £8.99 from £5? Is this satisfactory? Is this satisfactory?
That's 10%.
I was like, what else?
Not even just over 10%, isn't it? They're taking a full blown piss there. Amazon fucking own half of the world.
Exactly.
They can't give you 20 quid back at least.
Yeah.
20 quid
he
should
was
have been the
like-
starting number.
And he was like, and then he goes to me, I go to him, am I not going to get any more than that? And he's like, no, I can only do so much. And I was like, all right then. And he goes, okay, while I do my transaction, what's the weather like there? And I was like, wet. And then he goes, okay.
What's the weather like there?
Because it's just random bollocks to make them feel like they're listening. And then he was like, he goes, okay, I've sorted that out. It'll give 5 days for you to get your £8.99. I hope that has solved your issue. And I was like, all right then. And then he laughed. And I was like, I'm not going to say that it has, because it hasn't. You know what I mean? And he was like, have a nice day. And I was like, yeah, put the phone down on him.
That's what I hate.
I've got the email
I hate
sitting there.
any interaction with companies like that, man. Just fucking does my head in. One time during COVID, I don't know whether I've brought this up before, but I got stuff delivery to the house. I actually had COVID, so did Charlotte, so we couldn't leave. And we ran out of food in the house. So I did like a big Sainsbury's shop on Deliveroo. And it took fucking ages. A lot longer than it should have done anyway. And it took probably about 45 minutes to an hour for it to get picked up and start heading my way. I was watching it on the map, getting ready to say to you, man, because obviously this is right in the middle of the fucking pandemic, to stay away from me and just leave it on the doorstep. So I was all prepared to do that, feeling like shit. He delivered it to some bloke called Mohammed on the next street, yeah, who fucking signed for it. It was like 110 quid's worth of fucking shopping. Signed for it, took it all, and then I went to Deliveroo and I said it hasn't been delivered, and I was like, Mohammed has signed for it. I said, I'm not Mohammed. There's no Mohammed here. Fucking give me a refund. Well, I didn't want a refund. I wanted it re-delivered.
Yeah.
So I was on a live chat for probably about 45 minutes, maybe even an hour. Could even be an hour and a half. Just going back and forth with this fucking person called Sylvia, yeah, which clearly isn't a Sylvia. And by the end of it, they goes, oh, we've sent you a refund. And I was like, I don't want a refund. I want the fucking food. And there was just like, all right, sir, there's no need to swear. And then hung up on me, innit? Fucking horrendous. So what I ended up doing, which is against all rules, is I just went to the fucking shop and contracted COVID everywhere.
Well, that's their fucking fault. Please remember that all of the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners, and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the show. And if you're not following us, you better fucking do it. Right, episode 82.
The thing is, I know what people are like because I'm really bad for it. I've listened to podcasts for years and never once clicked the follow button.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same with like YouTube. They're like, please hit the like button because it helps a lot, which it does. And I never do. Right. Let's get this going. What's up? I'm still enjoying life in Dubai. If you guys come out, make sure you give me a shout and I'll show you some good spots. So obviously we know this is the big man. He's out in Dubai with his family. So really appreciate that. It's always nice to know that when we go to these places, I'd love to go to Dubai as well, that there's a friendly face there waiting for us.
Yeah, I'd definitely reach out.
Yeah, for sure. And likewise, if you're ever back in the UK, if you're down south or up north, give us a shout. We'll go out for a drink. I've started to frequent the local stand-up club. Well, the only one I've come across out here. Some brilliant talent out here, and it was a pleasant surprise. I really do miss fish and chips and curry sauce, strangely. I know Jamie is not into British food, but surely you can't argue with that. What would be your favourite British food, guys? Mine is definitely fish and chips.
British food.
You're more of a wings man. I don't think I've ever seen you eat fish and chips.
I like sausage and batter and chips. I don't mind fish and chips. It's okay. It has to have curry sauce. Otherwise, there's no point.
So I'm a mushy peas man. I love good mushy peas.
I don't really have it anymore because Hemel was notoriously bad. Where I live is notoriously bad for having bad fish and chip places.
Oh, don't tell me that, because this email has got me fancying something that I was hoping to get when I come down.
What do you mean?
Because obviously the question is, what obviously I took from that, what would you order from a chippy? Or does he mean just the British food in general? Because I love Savoy and chips.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd be able to get a Savoy somewhere. But
Yeah, but then if you were saying all the chip shops are shite...
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend... There's one that I've had recently that was okay. It's rated highly. But I base a lot of it on the fact if it's the proper curry sauce and not that fucking lumpy bullshit they give you. And if it's the lumpy stuff, Jamie won't be returning. Jamie will not be returning. But I think fish and chips is probably one of the only acceptable British food. I think most other British food is absolute... Should have been left in the war.
You class it as poor food, yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie's a ponce now. Oh, it's the food of the poor.
That's not. I was never into it. Never liked it as a child. I remember my brother sitting at the top of the stairs crying as my mum cooked British food in the kitchen.
Fuck that. I love British food. Like toad in a hole, shepherd's pie, corned beef hash. Fucking all that stuff is fucking dynamite, mate. Dynamite. And I can't even get Savoy in Scotland. It's called red pudding. It's basically like haggis, but it's spicy. Like a spicy... I don't know. It tastes like Savoy. But yeah, red pudding. But Savoy, man. It gives you the fucking wind, but I miss it. I fucking love it. It's like one of them sausages that you get a proper crack when you bite into it. Like
it's strange. Savoy is like a strange thing because like a lot of the time now when you like order, it just says sausage or sausage and batter. So you don't know if you order just a sausage whether that's going to be a fucking Savoy or whether it will be a sausage. And I would be so upset if it's just a fucking Richmond sausage turned up.
See, over up here, if you get like a spicy sausage, which would be a Savoy, it's one of them. You know those weird sausages you get in a green packet in Asda. The cold cut section. Yeah, it's like that. It's one of them cut in half, just cooked. That's the spicy sausage up here, which is shite. I mean, they're good, but it's not what I want.
No.
But yeah, no, I do love fish and chips. There's a good one. There's a good place. There's a few good places in Scotland do fish and chips, but lots of salt and vinegar. Up here, it's not salt and vinegar. It's salt and sauce.
Yeah, they've got like a runnier version of a brown sauce, haven't you?
Yeah, they mix the vinegar with the brown sauce, so it's brown sauce and salt, which I didn't realise, but it's good though. It gives me fucking heartburn now. Brown sauce. Everything pisses me off now. Every week, something comes up. My body doesn't like it anymore. I'm just gonna end up drinking water.
You're just gonna end up eating fucking nuts and berries.
Yeah, Mum got back from her cruise the other day. We met her for a coffee, and she turned to me and goes, "Have you lost weight?" And I was like, "Yeah, because I can't fucking eat anything." My stomach's been so bad lately. Everything I fucking eat makes me go to the toilet. So yeah, I don't know what did we decide on. I'd have Savoy and chips.
Yeah, I'd probably go for sausage and batter and chips, curry sauce.
I do like sausage and batter.
Not the lumpy shit.
I don't understand because up here it's like a packet mix that they mix themselves. Like you can buy it in Asda.
Yeah,
like a powder.
And I can get the stuff from Asda that I want or Tesco that I want.
Yeah,
but they send you like this. Some places send it. Sometimes it's even got peas in it, which even pissed me off even more. They send you it, and it comes in the same pot as the other stuff would, but it's like a more translucently, and it's got like little lumps of crap. I don't even know what the lumps are. It's just freaks me out.
I can see Jamie's blood boiling all the way up
I'm
here
just
in
like,
Scotland.
and then I always say to Charlotte, "Is it going to be good? Is it going to be good?" And I open it up, and I'm like, "Oh, fuck's sake!" Then
I'm the same with onion rings. Onion rings? Yeah, so you get people class the shit onion rings. You know, the ones that you get in like a freezer bag in Iceland. I class them as the good ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't think getting a ring of onion, dipping it in some batter and frying it is posh. I think it's garbage. Because you bite into it and you pull out the whole bit of fucking onion. Like, it's absolute shit. So when I order from a chippy, because it's like posh, they always send you those crappy fucking... And they're all stuck together. It's absolute garbage.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't
So
think
I
I've
only
ever
know a
ordered
few
onion rings
places.
from a chippy.
Oh, I eat bags of onion rings. I fucking love them. It's one of my go-tos. But yes, if the podcast takes off, and we do a tour around Dubai, we'll definitely hit you up. Because at this rate, that's the only way I'm going to get there. Thank you for your thoughts. The new guest was good. Had a good mix of humour and seriousness too. I've just picked up a new Italian greyhound, and I haven't named him yet. In typical two men no hope fashion, I would like a few options.
Okay.
I'm going to need to look at a picture of an Italian greyhound to see it. Get the.
They look like a greyhound, but they're little and grey. They're like quite small, about not much bigger than Rocco.
Oh, is that what that one's called?
They look like a whippet.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like a whippet, like a yippy sort of dog.
Yeah.
Looks a bit like a Dobby.
That's what I was going to say. Dobby's a good name. Yeah. The ears,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, the curl down.
I was looking at them for a while. Me and Charlotte were thinking about getting Rocco a brother. But we didn't in the end.
They're really
I've always
high
liked
maintenance.
the name Milo. I do like the name Milo. It's a very common name, but I like it.
It's very close to Rocco, though.
Yeah, but that's why Rocco was going to be a Milo. Rocco was actually Milo. The little girl that was at the breeder, their little girl called him Milo for the first 3 weeks of his life.
You know my views on changing dogs' names, Jamie.
Yeah, you're the only person with that view. If I
just changed your name,
called
innit?
fucking Clive, yeah, I'm not adopting him if they're not letting me change the name. That is literally what's going to happen. I'm not going to be shouting Clive in the park because we've talked about dog names before. You got to think about what you're going to shout.
I'm still fighting for a listener to name their dog Gooch.
Well, there we go. That could be a name.
No, it's too small to be a Gooch. Well, I suppose a Gooch is small, isn't it?
Gucci. Gucci.
I still stand by. You've got to try and yell it a few times.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a few names that I like. Great. You could call it. I think blue. Calling it blue because that colour is technically blue. What they are.
What, grey?
Yeah.
Grey's technically blue.
Yeah, it's like Rocco's technically red, so they're blue.
Ginger.
No, I'm not calling him Ginger. I'm not calling him Ginger. I only call him
Oi,
Ginger when I'm
Ginge.
upset at him. I call him a little ginger cunt when I'm upset at him.
Yeah, you do actually. You do. Yeah. Minge. Oi, Minge.
I think blue's a nice name because that's what that grey is supposed to be.
All that reminds me of. Have you seen that film Old School with Will Ferrell? He's like, "You're my boy, Blue."
The old boy, isn't it?
The old man, yeah, that dies in the fucking yeah. You're my boy, Blue. I'm terrible at fucking picking names. I really am. Like I said before, I'm the sort of guy that goes on a game and it's like enter your name, and I would just put Dan.
Oh, really?
That's because I can't think of anything. I think I put Jesus once because that made me laugh, and it's like, well, there's Jesus. That made me laugh as well. I think it depends on the dog because I think when you meet the dog, the way it acts and things is the way you pick the name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But Gooch is at the top of my. I will have a dog. I can't wait to be in the park and be like Gooch. And then me and Sabine were talking about dogs, right? And I want a Scottish Terrier.
Mm.
And I'd call it Scotty.
You'd call it Scotty.
Yeah, because I'm original. That's not a joke either. I'm being deadly serious. That's
They're quite hard to come by nowadays. They're not a popular breed anymore. They were popular in the 90s and 80s.
They're just mouthy. I don't know. I just like the face. The face is what gets me.
Mm. I do like. I don't mind them using some empathy towards me and calling their dog Rocco after the first Rocco. I don't mind that.
I thought you were going to say call it Jamie.
No, can't call a dog Jamie. I find it really stupid if people call them human names. Really
Rocco's
stupid.
a human name.
Yeah, well, it's not a human name when I regarded to it as Rocco.
No, I'm the same. I don't think you should name a dog a human name. Like our family dog's Chewie because he looked like Chewbacca from Star Wars. Yeah, yeah. Why would you call it a person's name? I just don't get that. Like
So
Trevor.
I know a guy. His dog's called Dave, isn't it? Like, why the fuck would you call your dog Dave?
What about dog?
That's in a movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a movie where they just call the dog Dog.
That's not. What's the dog in I Am Legend? That's not dog, is it?
I don't know. I can't remember. That was so long ago. That film.
Yeah, no. I think it was something recently. And there's like a kid, and it's like, what's your dog's name? And he's like, dog.
Oh, The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead. Daryl looks after a dog for a little while, and it's called Dog.
Oh, okay.
It's an Alsatian.
There you go. I don't know. It's hard. It is hard.
Roscoe's a cool name.
Oh yeah, Roscoe's quite cool.
I call my ornament. We've got an ornament of Rocco, and I call it Roscoe.
I just suck. I suck at picking names. I really do. I just like stupid names. Like I said, like Minge and Gooch, and then like I loved Dreamcatcher. The guy's name was Duddits. Like any name that you can say that's either embarrassing to say or embarrassing for the dog is okay with me.
What was that dog? You could call it Fenton, after the famous viral dog Fenton.
Fenton?
Yeah.
That's such an annoying thing to say, though. Fenton.
Well, that's the viral sensation, isn't it? Fenton. Surely you've seen the Fenton video.
I don't. Stop saying Fenton.
Have you not seen the Fenton video?
Stop saying that. Okay, well, no, I haven't. No.
Oh, Dan, this is the epitome. This is what I imagine me doing in a park when I'm. Hang on, I'm gonna have to find it.
That's such a like. I'm stick with names like that are like easy to say, like roll off the tongue. That's just like the Argos thing.
Yeah, I'll send it to you now. This is comedy. This is like when you haven't heard of I'm Waiting for a Mate. This is like same level famous. This is like one of the most famous videos ever. It's like Fenton! Fenton! The dog's going for the deer. He don't give a fuck.
Who names their fucking dog Fenton? That's that's a horrible name to yell.
Yeah.
Fenton.
Yeah.
But you can't even abbreviate it.
Thing is, unless I'm annoyed at Rocco, he 95% of the time isn't being called by his name anyway. I call him nearly everything else.
Right. So let's see what the top names are that people call an Italian Greyhound. Bella?
Yeah.
No. Luna? Rocco?
There you go. Rocco.
Stella? I hate that. Stella's such a... No. No.
Again, it's a human name
Stella! No. Enzo? I quite like that.
as well. Enzo's quite cool.
Yeah. Romeo? No, I don't like that. Luca?
Luca's like I know a dog called Luca. That's quite a cool name.
Massimo?
No.
Like the coffee machine?
Be shouting Massimo, Massimo. No, it's just not. That don't work.
Gino?
Nah. Gino De Campo. That's all I'm thinking.
Aurora? How could you yell that in the park?
Aurora.
No.
I'd lose my voice. I nearly lost my voice doing it then.
What's that say? Gabana? Gabana? Fuck knows. Matteo.
Mateo. That's a fucking midfielder for Brighton.
Yeah, yeah. Giovanni?
Why are they all like Italians?
Because it's an Italian Greyhound.
Oh, so they're actually just calling it Italian fucking men's names.
Yeah. What was the one we liked? Enzo.
Meatball.
It doesn't look like a meatball. It looks more like string cheese. It's thin and wiry, isn't it?
Spaghetti. Linguini.
Linguini. Luigi.
You call it Lin for short.
Iggy.
Iggy.
Yeah, I don't mind that. It's quite nice, Iggy. I feel like we've taken on a whole thing here where we're just throwing any name that I can find on the internet.
I think Roscoe. I like Roscoe. I think that's going to be my official entry.
I like Enzo. I thought it was quite good.
Enzo's a good, yeah. I know a guy called Enzo as well. Well, his name is Lorenzo.
Adrino, Alfredo, Antonio, Dino, Lorenzo, Lucan.
What's the famous mafioso guy? Al Capone, isn't it? You could call it Capone.
Oh yeah, I quite like Capone. Yeah, these are like Italian names. Dominic, Francesco, Franny,
Freddie Five Fingers.
I don't think we helped you out at all there, but we had a good talk. Hopefully you found one name in there, or you could do what the last listener did and just ignore the entire thing and pick your own, which I think was probably the wisest thing to do. But thank you for including us. We hope the dog is well trained and isn't a pain in the ass, but we all know dogs are. And when you find out the name, please let us know so we can update the listeners. Last week, I had a trans girl draw my number. At the time, I didn't know she was trans. She's convincing. I don't think I'm gay, but this has made me curious. Have you guys have a question?
This is the fella that didn't make no fucking sense, isn't it?
I get what you're saying though. Have we ever questioned whether? I think what you're saying is, have we ever questioned whether we would go with a trans woman?
Oh right, okay. No.
I think that's what you're saying.
No, I've never thought that way. I like.
You never? Do you ever watch RuPaul's Drag Race?
I've seen it a few times.
There's some of the girls on, men or women on there, like fucking. There was one that looked like Britney Spears, and I was like, holy shit, that's a man.
Yeah, but the thing is, Dan, what would happen with me is, if they pull their dick out and it's bigger than mine, I'm not going to be able to deal with it.
That's exactly the same. That is exactly the same as me. I like to be the biggest in the room,
and
even if I'm not.
On top of that, as well, if there's any hair around anywhere, Jamie's checking out. Jamie is checking out. I would like to say to the listener as well, that's the first time I've heard someone say "draw my number" in about fucking 15 years as well. So.
What does that even mean?
Just just get my number. When we used to go out, like at high school, we used to go down to like the arcade on the weekend, and we'd be going to try and draw girls' numbers. It just means trying to get their numbers. It's just a bit of slang.
I mean, I got it,
yeah.
But I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, it's not been uttered in 15 years by anyone, I don't think.
There's a lot of words that come up on this podcast that I'm like, man, I love that. I haven't heard that in ages.
Yeah, it's proper throwback.
If I wasn't with Sabina, I definitely think I would have dipped a toe down that. But like I'm saying, like I don't want, like it has to look like a woman. It doesn't matter if like all of a sudden there's a something hanging there. Like if I look at her and there's like a beard, and I was like, no, that's a bloke. Or a cross-dresser, that's not a... But if it's like a proper trans that like wants to be a woman but just happens to have... Then I could probably do that.
There's one very convincing one on Married at First Sight at the minute. The British one.
But her boobs look really weird though.
Yeah.
Sabina's watching it.
Yeah, and I just know instantly. Even though she's quite convincing, I just know instantly from the voice.
It's in the voice, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think I can look past it. I don't think I can look past an 8-inch cock. I just don't think I could do it.
Most of them don't. I don't think most of them have, like... I think... And I don't think it makes you gay either, because the person's trans because they want to be a woman, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they have... It's
2023, man. It's 2023.
Yeah, exactly. If you're looking at that point, if that person wants to be a woman and they just have that because they have it, I don't think that makes you. I think if it was a cross dresser, that would make you gay because that's just a man that wants to dress as a woman.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they're full trans and they're like transitioning, like, but they just haven't got the full nuts and bolts yet. Yeah, I don't know. Each to their own. If you're curious, go for it. I wouldn't hold any judgment against you. I wouldn't necessarily think, oh, he's gay for it either. I just wouldn't think much of it. I don't think. I think that's how a lot of people think nowadays as well. They wouldn't look much into it.
No,
So,
everyone's got their own preference, don't they?
Yeah.
As long as you don't go on about it. I watched this video today of this old woman and then there's like this gay guy and she's like, oh, he's gay. And they were like, why do you assume that? Do you want to ask him what his preference is? And she goes, what's your preference? And he goes, well, I identify. And she goes, here we go. We're going to get a 10-minute fucking explanation. And I just cracked up. I'm like, why can't you just say it? You don't have to go, I identify as. Just say, I'm gay, I'm bi, I'm
Well, a lot of gay people,
polygamous, I'm...
Like, I know a gay guy that he gets really annoyed because he feels like gay people are pushed to the side now because you've got everyone identifying as a fucking... Like, there's someone that I know personally that now identifies as... what's that fucking animal called?
Animal?
Yeah, they identify as an animal. A wombat. And they're being
That was
deadly
an insult.
serious. And I'm
If you
standing
call
there
someone
looking
a
at them,
wombat-
and there goes a wombat. I don't even know what a wombat is. It's like
Is it like a beaver or something?
I thought it was like a mini kangaroo. Yeah, they identify as a wombat, and they were wearing ears on their head, Dan.
Oh, it looks like a rat. Short-legged, muscular, something. There are a lot of long words there that I can't fucking...
No, let me have a
Yeah,
look.
it looks
I'll
like
have to Google it
looks like
myself now.
Looks like a chubby rat.
Oh, God. Why the fuck do they want to be one of them? But anyway, yeah. She identifies... Well, I don't know if she says she's a woman or not. I was Australian,
What do
so I
you
was
class?
right,
No,
anyway.
because animals are still technically male and female.
I didn't ask. Do you know what I said back when I was told that she's identifying as a wombat?
Okay, then.
I just goes, that Wombats is a good band. And then I just moved on with my day because I just thought I'm not even listening to that shite. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking attention seeking. But anyway,
Each to their own.
yeah. A trans is a totally different thing because I actually think that's a real thing that someone is like mentally something else. But when you're trying to tell me that you're a rodent from Australia, that's when you're fucking crossing the line. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. She's a furry. That's what she is. She's a furry.
Fair, yeah.
But yeah, let us know. Did you carry on with that? Did you find yourself exploring that domain? And
Did you draw
let us
that
know how
ting?
it goes. Yeah. Did you draw that ting? Right. Wagwan. I've been watching Top Boy and it's taken over. Jamie, your accent is halfway to some of theirs. What do you guys think of the show? If you like that, I recommend Snowfall. The new guest was great. Really enjoyed the humour. The advice on the plane seats was definitely good and it helped me myself. Oh, glad. I'm happy with that.
Oh, that's a good job.
Wagwan. I can't handle it. I showed Sabina another hood.
Oh yeah, fucking brilliant.
And they're all like fam and blood and Wagwan and all that sort of stuff. And I said to her, I was
that's
like,
entirely in satire though. In another hood.
but I can watch things like that because I know it's in humour. Whereas because being from Luton, it's too close to home. Watching stuff like Top Boy and all that, I can't.
You just can't handle the way they speak.
No, because it makes me feel like all those times people try to fucking mug me and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get
so
that.
I'm just like, I can't fucking watch it. And
It
they're
is
fucking horrible to each other as well.
I would say Top Boy could be one of the best shows that have come out of Britain in the way that the storyline, there's a lot of twists and turns. obviously the two main actors are two guys that I've liked for years as MCs, as rappers. So, because the main guy is Asher D. He's from So Solid Crew.
Oh, is he?
21 Seconds to Go. Yeah.
I fucking love that song.
He's from that. And then the lighter skinned guy is Kano, who's probably one of the godfathers of grime. So just them two being in a show was enough for me to fucking watch it. But then it actually turned out to be one of the like really good, like gritty dramas about.
Wasn't it a movie? Was there a movie as well?
No, because what originally happened was the first two seasons. There was that was on Channel 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then it got cancelled, and then Drake watched it. The rapper in the US watched it. He decided to link up with Netflix and get Netflix to buy it and redo it. So then, because Charlotte watched it by herself because I'd already seen it, but Charlotte didn't watch the initial two seasons, so it's fucking well confusing when you start. Because on Netflix there's Top Boy Summer House, which is the first two seasons, then Top Boy, which starts off from season 3. But really, on Netflix it says season 1 because there was some kind of deal going on. They had to separate them.
Because I heard him on a podcast and he got into some cancellation problems. Like, he got cancelled because he said something on the internet or something.
Yeah, he's quite political.
Oh.
And he was...
Yeah, because
he's done a TV show with Noel Clarke as well. And them two were cops. And then Noel Clarke got fucking cancelled because he was like raping women and shit.
Fucking hell, you don't want to be associated with that.
Yeah, so them two were the co-main stars, so that was part of the problem as well. But then, yeah, as I said, it's just I like watching anything that's to do with like drug dealing and like gritty crime dramas and stuff like that, and that's exactly what it is. And it doesn't it doesn't glorify the drug dealing at all either, because sometimes they can glorify it. But it doesn't. It literally shows you how shit it is and how fucked you can be, and all the crackheads and stuff coming up to get their feed off of them and stuff like that.
I might have to give it a watch then.
Yeah,
normally because I
start
all
with
that
Summer
stuff
House,
like
though. Start with the first two seasons.
What was it? Kidulthood and all that stuff. That's what put me off.
Yeah, they were made by Noel Clarke. Kidulthood and Adulthood, because he's the main bad guy in that.
Oh, yeah, because I sort of saw a bit of that and I'm like, I can't watch this shit. I think as well, these people, the way they speak, they're not stupid people, but the way they speak makes them sound like you said about being Cockney and that.
Yeah.
And I think myself, just talk normally. Like, why are you speaking like that? And that's what made me laugh about Another Hood, is there's this, at the end of it, it's like a scene in the credits, and there's a guy and he's ringing and he's like, where's my money? I'm going to come get my money. And then he looks at the guy and he's like, and what were we talking about? And the guy goes, why'd you have to speak like that? And he goes, oh, because if you drop your voice, it makes you sound a bit more threatening. Because if I spoke like this and I spoke to the guy, he wouldn't take me seriously. So when I drop my voice down like this, he knows I mean business. And that's what you just got to do. And he's like changing it. I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. He's like proper gangster and then he's like proper English.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
I have noticed as well, because I watch Power. And on Power, the young kids in that, in the latest one, about the son of the main drug dealer, the main kids in that, they keep saying "say nothing," and Power's based in fucking New York, yeah, but they keep saying "say nothing," and "say nothing" is a Top Boy term. So instead of saying "okay," they just go "say nothing," yeah. And they've started doing that, and I was thinking, these motherfuckers that are writing this show have literally been watching Top Boy.
Yeah, because I think it's like a fucking... Yeah, because out of all, like, the ruffians, you call them, everyone fears, like, Londoners the most.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's where all the dodgiest shit starts, isn't it?
Yeah. But, no, you've almost convinced me, Jamie. I might have to go have a little Google at it. I've got to download some stuff for the flight over to check, so maybe I'll download an episode and watch that.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah. But, there's your email, fam. I hope it's a good one.
I don't speak like that either, by the way. Just to say to the...
Oh, what, like blood?
yeah.
What are you saying, man? What are you saying?
I say bruv.
Yeah, I did a little bit too. Oh, Sabine always takes the piss and goes, bruv.
Bruv.
Bruv. But, yeah, I think when me and you are together and we're like drinking, we talk more like that.
Yeah, we regress into our teenage years, I think.
Yeah. We're saying like in it and fam and all that sort of stuff. But you will never hear that. Anyway, just a quick update. The brother-in-law is now in rehabilitation. He caused so many issues the past year. Turns out he was popping pills the whole time.
Fuck.
I know this makes me sound like a terrible human being, but I'm enjoying it so much that he's not in my kitchen giving me trouble. So this was the listener that he came round and he was big on Scientology, and then the next time he came round, the Scientology was out the window, and he's now currently on ketones. So it was that fucking guy that just wouldn't piss off.
Oh, he was picking up a fad after fad.
Yeah. And he couldn't get rid of him because it was his like Mrs. Brother. Yeah. So
hopefully,
it doesn't make you sound like a terrible human being. Yeah. Hopefully he gets help, and hopefully he stays away for a long fucking time. At least you can enjoy yourself, and you don't have to worry about him being in your house. Like, it makes it more.
I just find that so encroaching. Like, I do not like Charlotte and I. We do moan that we don't have enough visitors, but at the same time, I don't want people in my house all the time either.
No, that'd be really painful.
I need like a even keel.
Yeah, I'd much rather go to the other person's house because then I can say I'm going home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I decide when I'm ready to leave, which sounds bad as well. It's like, yeah, it's getting late. Well, I'm not ready yet. Well, this is my house, Dan. Yeah, but I'm the guest. Oh, we all know you have a guest like that, don't you, Jay?
Oh.
Anyway, Uncle Joe is a great guest, and I love Jim too. I enjoyed Brian on his latest episode too. He has so much good advice after making jests on the situation. In other news, I've been speaking with my old boss of mine, and he has offered me a good pay rise to come back, but it means going back to weekend work and late shifts to boot. Should I stay where I am or go with my old boss?
Ooh, it's difficult. I am hating the weekend work at the minute myself, so I'm a bit biased on that side of things. Obviously, better pay is better pay. I don't know, it's difficult. Like, the whole reason I wanted to leave retail and I ended up leaving retail altogether was I needed that work-life balance because me and Charlotte weren't seeing much of each other.
Mm-hmm.
We see each other a lot now, but me working weekends can get in the way of that.
Yeah.
So it is a big decision to make, and I think if I was to make the same decision now 6 months ago, because it was all on a temporary basis, it would probably be a different decision. Because they told me 2 years ago nearly that it was a temporary basis, and I've been on this fucking shift for nearly 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it is difficult. It's something you need to weigh up whether the money's worth it.
I think though, at the minute I'm having a lot of problems with like the management at my place, and that's what I've always left. Right, I've always left a job because the management, they're disrespectful. They don't appreciate your time and all that sort of stuff. And I think myself, you're going to get more money, and if you enjoyed working with your old boss, like he understood, he didn't take the piss, he appreciated the time you got, then I would go back with him. That's all I want, right?
Yeah, if you're coming back in on a favour as well, you can use that to your advantage to a certain extent.
Jamie gets his blackmailing.
I love a good bit. I go in and I negotiate every time because I'm always out holiday. I'm always in the negotiations. I feel like I'm like a negotiator for like a NATO deal or something. I just walk in with this bit of paper of all these dates that I'm not doing.
Fuck's sake, you're terrible, man. Yeah, because that's, for me personally, that's all I want. Like, I'm not a greedy person. I just want to know that the time that I'm giving you is appreciated and you're not going to take the piss, which is what I'm not getting here.
Yeah.
Being like treated like a fucking dog. like today, because I know full well that their plans are to make us stay till 4:30 next year. So they just keep pushing our time finishing. Because I know what they'll do is they'll push it and push it and push it till it's 4:30 anyway. And then when they go, now you're working till 4:30, everyone will go, oh, we've been doing that anyway.
Yeah, so they're trying to like do it slyly.
Yeah, but it's not, because you've got fucking 10.5 hours to think about it every day. But yeah, so when I read this email, I was like, man, if I had the opportunity, even if it was in retail, because if you go back to retail and I had like all my managers were dickheads, like if they had someone to back me up, you know what I mean, and that they weren't going to make me go permanent lates or anything like that. Because what happens at the weekend? Everything's more fucking expensive. Everything's more busy. You know what I mean? Like I'd much rather have, well, obviously Sabina doesn't work weekends, but if it changed, I'd much rather have like a Monday and a Tuesday off where everything's quiet. I can go to Edinburgh or I can go to Glasgow and everyone's at work, so I can get good food and chill out.
Yeah, I think what it ends up, because obviously that happens with me a lot. Like this week, I will be off today, and I'm working tomorrow overtime, but I would normally be off tomorrow.
Yeah.
You end up just getting into this routine where you end up going out with the guys you're working with because they're the only fuckers that are around.
Is that, yeah?
So it's strange. It is a strange. Like I don't know. It's your need for money. I think is going to be the real pusher. If you're not enjoying your job now, then and you're going to get better money in the other thing. I agree with Dan. Fucking jump on it and go.
Yeah.
But if the working weekends is going to affect your life that much, then that's a decision that you would have to make.
But that's the whole thing I was saying about just wanting respect. Like, I'm the same. Like, this old boss came to me and was like, "Oh, I'll give you more money." But then where I'm working now is I'm quite happy with the money at the minute. But they showed me a bit more respect. I'd be like, "Oh no, it's okay. I'm where I am."
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? You just want to be treated like a fucking human being. So let us know what you decide. I think, you know, it's obviously the decision's up to you. But I think me and Jamie have given you a couple good points.
I do think ultimately as well that every company is the fucking same. So don't think the grass is greener. I think they're going to push and push and push and push until unless you're doing something you love, you're always just going to work to live. So I wouldn't. Don't deep it too much. Don't think into it too much.
Yeah, for sure. I hate working. Thank you so much, guys. Is the listener that booked a holiday in Italy and his mother-in-law was allergic to water, but he hasn't said if the holiday went okay.
Oh, that's a shame. I would have liked to have known about that. If you're listening, let us know.
Yeah. I'm assuming the holiday went great because he said thank you so much, guys. So I'm sure she didn't melt like the witch in Wizard of Oz.
She became the entity and started fucking banging away to that theme tune.
You fucking loved that film. Another neighbourly dispute for you. My neighbour is complaining to the council about my dog's barking. I breed King Charles... was that? Cavaliers? Is that right?
King Charles Cavalier. Yeah, it's a spaniel. It's like a short spaniel.
Oh, they are not loud barking dogs in general, but they do bark. I have apologised and I have tried to stop the pups from making a racket. I'm not sure what else to do. I want to confront them on what my feelings are. I need to have a look at these.
It's what Carvapoos are mixed with a lot of the time. That's what a Carvapoo is. Or a Cavapoo.
Oh, that's like the Lady and the Tramp dog.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
They got like the little frilly ear, like hairs in their ears. Oh, okay. Oh, they're quite cute, those dogs. Is that what they're called? Ha! They got a button so you can hear the bark. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
It's not a piercing bark. I suppose if there's loads of them.
The thing with dogs, right, is that there's always a ringleader. Yeah. So necessarily not all the dogs are wanting to bark, but one sets them off, and then they're all fucking going.
Yeah. And dogs do set each other off, because when my mum's dog and my dog are together, Rocco's not very vocal 95% of the time, but...
Wait, what did you just say? I blacked out for a second there. I thought you said something about Rocco is not very vocal.
Rocco isn't very vocal. And Charlotte's about, and Charlotte lets him into the garden and going like a fucking clappers. But, yeah, when he's round Buddy, my mum's dog, it's like fucking Bert and Ernie, mate. Like, they do not fucking stop, the pair of them. Like, there could be a pigeon in the next hemisphere, and they know it's there, and they want to get it, and they're just screaming at the back door. But when I'm at home, like today, when I've been at home with Rocco, he's been fucking quiet all day, sleeping all fucking day, ignored me. I may as well have been at home by myself, totally ignored me. So, dogs, yeah, as you said, dogs definitely have a ringleader. But at the same time, like, my mum's friend had a breeder living next door to him. They couldn't do nothing. If they complain to the council can't do nothing. You're legally allowed to breed a dog. Until they put any sanctions in, you can breed as many dogs as you want. The decibel, if they try to put a decibel thing in, the dogs' barks aren't going to go above the designated decibel, so I wouldn't worry too much. Just let the neighbours be snippy little bastards. That's what I would do.
I think the only thing, right, because it's like the barking is acceptable the same as builders, right? If they're not out barking before 9 and they're not out barking later than 9, say 9 to 9, then what's the fucking problem? It's a dog. What are you going to do about it? You can't... What about you opening your fucking mouth? You can't do nothing about that either, can you?
Exactly. Like fucking Rocco, neighbours. He barks, especially at night, he'll want to go out and bark in the garden. So when I let him out, I put him onto his lead and let it extend out, because he won't bark when he's on the lead. Because we've got a walkway behind us where the fucking foxes terrorise him in the evening. But if up until about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I will just let him out and he just goes mental for 10 minutes and then comes back in.
Yeah.
But after that, I never let him out. Never let him out.
Yeah. The only thing I would do is, if I understand speaking to them, because obviously it shows you that you're not just ignoring it. And I would just say to them, I'm like, look, like, if you got suggestions on what I could do, then I'm all ears. But I'll make sure that they're not going to be out in the morning at an unreasonable time, and they won't be out in the evening at a reasonable time. But they're dogs. What would you want me to do?
They're naturally going to bark. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can say if you've got them in an outhouse, you can soundproof, and it works quite well. Soundproof the outhouse.
Yeah. But it's the fact they're in the garden. Like, obviously he walks them. Well, no, they're pups. They can't be walked. But it just annoys me. Like, they're just finding things to nitpick at.
Yeah, it's like I've got neighbours. I had neighbours in my flat that didn't like the fact that Rocco. We had like a bit of a turf on the balcony for Rocco to go on, and it was like basically a porta potty for like a dog.
Yeah.
And I'd have to empty that out every now and then. They didn't like the fact that he went on that, and they would like moan all the time. And I was like, well, what do you want me to do? Take him down for a wee 6 times a fucking day? It's not going to happen. That, especially during lockdown, when I got fucking grassed up for taking him out anyway.
What? Wait, how would they know that he's going to the toilet on this fucking grass thing?
Because they could see me open the door, saw his little feet walk round, and then I saw them like looking over once. Cause
they like
I had
next
an
to you,
all-grass
like...
balcony, didn't I? So if they stood back far enough, they'd see with the grass. I just continued to let him do it. In fact, I was doing things just to annoy him in the end. So
you own that flat. It's not their fucking problem.
Yeah. It is no problem.
No. That enrages me. It enrages me, Jamie. That people are so
at the
fucking
minute,
ignorant.
we've had problems with parking in my area. and there's been no issues, and then for 2 years, and then all of a sudden there's been a letter sent through that they want these posts removed that were put in when we initially moved in, and we took 2 of the posts out anyway, and then gave the key to the next door neighbour so they could have a space for their visitors, because they've had a baby recently, so they've always got visitors.
Yeah.
And there's been no problem up until this point, and then all of a sudden a letter come through saying the post needs to be removed, is against planning permission and all this shit. It needs to be for visitors. But then they're just parking in there every day, and they don't even have a right to park on this road. But I just said to Charlotte, just ignore it. What can they say?
Who's to say you didn't put the post in? Why is that your fucking problem?
It's not my problem, exactly.
Tell them to fuck off. I'll be like, send me another letter. Keep sending me fucking letters, see what happens.
I said to Charlotte, I'll just go and put the post in, just to annoy him, on the 2 spaces that are open.
Fuck's sake.
If they want to be dicks.
Fucking people. Yeah, I thought about the soundproofing as well. I think if you're going to go speak to him, I would say to him, look, I'm going to try and do this, I'm going to try and do that, instead of just going around insulting them. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you just say to him, like, what do you want me to do about it? If you're not letting them out at unreasonable times, and you're trying to deal with it, then what more can you do? You're only human.
Yeah, if you try to be as amicable as possible, but if they're being unreasonable with you, then fuck them.
Yeah. Too right. That's their fucking problem and not yours.
Yeah.
Right. Hi, I saw the fire in your local town's airport. That's crazy. If it is an electric car that caused it, do you think it will kill the electric car market in Britain? On the note, would you boys buy an electric car, or are you petrol heads? When I saw this, so for the record, if anyone hadn't seen it on TikTok or anything like that, there was a car fire at Luton Airport in the multi-story, and it took out 4 floors. It cancelled all the flights, and I'm going to let Jamie moan about his morning at work because he didn't actually mention it in the episode of the podcast.
Did I not?
No, you didn't. No.
Yeah.
No, but I'm glad you didn't, because this email come through.
2.5 hours to make a 20-minute journey.
I still made me laugh when you were saying about people were ditching their car and taking their luggage up to the airport.
Yeah, to a closed airport. So I was driving down, the police had cordoned off certain roads and making you go certain ways. And then we were going down around by the Vauxhall plant, and I was thinking, why is this taking so long to get over this roundabout? It's because people have abandoned their cars to go on holiday. They're walking past me with their suitcases. The fucking airport was shut, Dan. It was shut.
What? But I don't understand that. What are you going to do? Just leave it there for a week?
Exactly. They just full-blown abandoned it on a thing. And then I've got a Jack Russell next to me screaming his head off because he's expecting to be at his my mum's house about 15-20 minutes before that. It took me 25 minutes just to get into Luton from the motorway.
Fucking hell.
And that's just one road. It got me 25 minutes down there. By that point, Rocco thinks it's time for the toilet and is screaming in the fucking seat next to me. And then as we're driving along, there's people just walking past. It was like an apocalypse. Like people were just walking with suitcases in the middle of the fucking road. And then the police were totally overwhelmed. I went round to my mum's house. Took me another half an hour to get there. Dropped the dog off, let him go to the toilet and all that stuff. By this point, I'm already 15 minutes late for work.
Yeah.
So I know that it's going to be fucking chaos getting back because I've just passed all that traffic getting there. So then I have to go in that same direction because I work right next to the fucking airport. So
yeah,
I got into the queue and it took an hour and a half. And my mum lives probably 5 to 7 minutes away from the fucking airport. I was just like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Fucking insane. And then it's still not recovered. The fucking road every morning is fucked. Every morning.
Yeah, I saw they lifted because some of the cars didn't burn. Yeah, so they're lifting them off with the crane and lowering them down to the ground.
Yeah.
They built
when
I first saw it
as well, to get to the ones that they could drive off.
I when I first saw it, I was like, "That's an electric car." Like flat
That
out,
was
that
the
was an electric
rumour as
car.
well.
Yeah, and
It
then
ended up being a Range Rover.
which the fire marshal was like, "I don't know how this happened because diesel cars are like diesel's really hard to like keep aflame."
Mm.
But that thing went fucking mental. Like that went up, like crazy up.
Yeah, it was not the first time in this past year. I don't know what's going on over at Range Rover, but I was really late to a podcast once because there was a Range Rover on fire, if you remember rightly, on the motorway.
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, it's twice in a year's period that I've seen two Range Rovers completely fucking blow up.
I thought it was going to be the Just Stop Oil people
I did think that. I thought that at first.
because my TikTok went mental. There was like a bus in Birmingham or something. There was a car garage in Perth where I work went up, a BMW garage. There was a car on fire in Glasgow. I was like, no one's heard from them cunts, those Just All cunts, in ages. I was like, I bet you they're fucking. They don't give a. For God's sake, they were like standing in the middle of the road. They don't care about hurting people.
Yeah, they don't. They do not care about inconveniencing your day at all, and
No.
they would go as far as burning a fucking car park down.
But then I saw a thing today saying they've got someone in custody, and they still reckon it was an accident.
Yeah, I think it's got to have been.
Yeah.
The way that car was on fire, you'd have to be a full-blown arsonist to be able to fucking pull that off.
Yeah, so I was saying to someone, I was like, does he have to claim all of them cars on his insurance? Can you imagine his premium?
Oh, mate. You'd never be driving again, mate. Do you remember when we were talking about the guy that shat in the carpool car?
Yeah.
When I said if it was me, I'll just deny even having a license. That would be me in the fucking police station. If I just accidentally set that fire, I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I said, I've never even been in a car. I've never been in a car in my life. Don't know what you're talking
He'd be
about.
like, Luton? I've never been in Luton. He's like,
I only travel by bus.
By bus. Electric scooter is all the rage right now.
If it's not National Express, I'm not on it. That's what I'm saying. But as far as electric cars go, I'm not against it. I'm not with it. I don't really give a fuck, to be honest. Like, my interest in electric cars is minimal. I would buy a Tesla if I had money. My interest in like all cars going to electric is minimal. Like, I really just don't care. Whatever's cheapest, really, to be honest.
Yeah. I definitely like petrol though. Like I saw an advert for the day because they've got an electric Mustang.
I saw it, yeah.
And I'm like, no, why would you do that? Because what's the point in having a Mustang if it's not going to fucking roar when you put the engine in?
It's got the artificial roar on it, innit?
Ah, fuck that shit now. You want a proper fucking, like, your testicles vibrating on the fucking seat. You want this electric bullshit. It's like a fucking horn. Like, yeah, I'm the same. I would buy a Tesla as well if I... But the thing that gets me with electric cars, right, is that for a Tesla especially, if the batteries die, it's 25 grand to replace the batteries. That's basically a Tesla. So why wouldn't you just throw the fucking car away and buy a new one? And then they can't even recycle the fucking batteries. So there's an actual landfill full of fucking Tesla batteries.
Yeah. Because they have to replace the entire fucking chassis almost, because it's all attached to one unit. I don't know. So like, in my eyes,
they're like vapes. We've just got a fucking massive pile of ex-vapes.
Yeah.
Sitting there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's supposed to be better for the fucking planet.
Well, creating lithium and getting the cobalt and stuff is not good for anyone. So
no. So I don't know what they're fucking talking about, to be honest. So just oil cunts, you can fuck off. Yeah, I would buy one if it was cheaper. I couldn't anyway because I don't have a driveway, so I wouldn't be able to have a plug socket thing. I'd have to find somewhere else to charge the fucker up. I ain't fucking around with that. And then there's no way I'm driving all the way down to you and sitting for 2 hours to recharge the fucker halfway down. That ain't happening either.
Nah, that's a fucking pain in the arse.
Yeah.
And if you're not even using your fucking oven, Dan, imagine if you had a fucking
Yeah,
Tesla
no,
plugged
yeah. It's not happening.
Because I was
No,
I was given the option to get an electric Astra, the electric version of what I've got.
Oh yeah.
But it ended up being more expensive a month. Plus, I'd have to put the whole infrastructure in my house to fucking plug the cunt in.
Exactly.
I just thought, what's the point? Just get a
Yeah.
fucking petrol. Till they make it easy enough that I don't have to think about it, then that's the day I'll pick one up.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think it's a fad.
I think they'll find some other way of powering cars before that.
Yeah.
There is the conspiracy of the man that created the water engine disappeared.
There is something else come up. I mean, I reckon they'd get rid of. They'll find a way of getting rid of all of like cars and that before electric cars take over.
If they could teleport me to work, I'd love that. I'd just roll out of bed into the teleport.
Don't even start. Can you imagine going on your break and just coming home and go back again?
Not having to look at fucking people I don't like.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go, there's a little chat. Yeah, obviously we're glad that no one got hurt through the whole thing. And even though it's still pissing Jamie off to get into work, that's the main thing. How no one got hurt is unbelievable. Because I know there was like 4 firefighters that got like smoke damage or something. But you tell me not one person was in that multi-story when that went off. So
I was like,
his car was on fire.
Because in December we're parking in there. We were supposed to be parking in there. And I was like, thank fuck we weren't doing it a few months before.
Could you imagine sitting in the airport on the way home and you're on TikTok and you see your car on fire? I'd be like, I'm not going home. I'm just staying on holiday for another week.
Charlotte's mum's friend's car was in there. And she didn't know until she come back whether it was any good or not.
It's mental. And then the fucking people that at the airport that had no information. They give you a number to ring and they just kept saying to people, no, we've got no information. No information.
Yeah, like the other day when because I keep doing this thing where if I'm going straight home instead of going back to my mum's, I have to go across the roundabout by the airport. And I get down there and I swear at myself every time because there's so many wankers just fucking stopped on the roundabout and just getting out the cars and they're just walking down. And it's just like, what's going on? It's just pure chaos. Like, why have they not? It's been like 2-3 weeks now. Why have they not sorted out some kind of system over there? Obviously, the car parks are no longer in use. There's about 1 million other car parks. Just fucking go and use the fucking other car park. Instead, you've got wankers everywhere.
Fucking ridiculous. But thank you for your email. We appreciate it. I held in for that little bit of moaning for weeks because I knew this email was coming up. Right, last email. Thanks for getting back to me and thanks for the chat on the show about my problem. I've only just seen this. Unfortunately, not much has changed with my dad. He doesn't like anything. My relationship is going strong though. We actually listen to you guys together while working out in his home gym. So this was the email I think we had Brian on for where he had some disagreements with his dad over family issues.
Right.
And he's like, does he suck up his pride and apologise to his dad, or does he wait out for it?
Right.
You know, you can't change some people. That's just the way they are. But we're glad that your relationship's getting stronger and you found something you both can do together, like the gym. And then we're even more than happy that you're listening to us while you're doing it. So a big shout out for both of you. You know who you guys are. Pumping
Much
iron.
Appreciated.
Yeah. Keep listening. We love it.
Hope my talk about the airport got you going a bit.
Yeah. Get the blood flowing and the dog talk.
They're dead.
Yeah, it's not 1, 2, 3. It's Pennon. Get them deep squats in. Feel the burn. So he says, I've taken a break from social media as it was taking over my life, but now I'm missing it. I'm not sure if it's the endless scrolling or the illegally stalking people from my past. Any suggestions on how I can scratch that itch? Stay off social media.
If I could, I would. I think.
Yeah.
I think it does fuck you up.
Yeah. If you manage to get off it, the worst thing you do is coming back to it. what could you? I don't know. Social media really is something for like it's like an empty hobby, right?
It's just instant
It's
gratification. The reason TikTok's so popular is because you're watching a new video every 2 seconds.
But then it's such an empty victory though, because you sit on there for like 20, 30 minutes.
Wasting time.
And what have you, and then like the gratification from it is instantly over, which is why you come back again.
Yeah.
But it's, if you had like a hobby or something that you're interested in, like you wouldn't even be...
It's all manipulation, really. Like, the whole way they set out apps is to keep you hooked. The whole way they set out colour schemes is to keep you hooked.
Yeah.
Algorithms, fucking AI. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I think if you're away from social media, just find that you could even just find topics through podcasts to know enough about social media. Like, I haven't looked at any news outlets or any mainstream news in probably about 5 or 6 years. The only reason I find things out is through like other people or Facebook or TikTok. And I don't miss it. So if you could do that with social media, do it with social media as well. I wish I could, because I admit I'm addicted.
Yeah. I'm not so much on like Facebook and Instagram and that, but TikTok I definitely am. Because I sometimes because I obviously get quite comfortable in things like when me and Sabrina are watching telly, and even though I love 90 Days and things like that, when they're having like an argument or something like that, I like to listen, but I can't look at it. So I look at TikTok instead and listen to the TV at the same time, which is just avoiding the situation really, but...
Yeah, it's double screen, isn't it? It's good. That's what a lot of people do.
But it's just that I should be doing something. I should be like cleaning, or I should be doing this or doing that, but instead I'm sitting there because I could do the washing up and I'd hate the whole way through, but at the end of it I'd be like, I've done the washing up, it's now done, and I'd feel better for it.
Yeah.
Where you said like the instant gratification, or I could sit on TikTok and watch 20, 30 videos and feel better and laugh. But then after I finish that, the washing's still sitting there.
Yeah. It's like, people can't see it, but I'm literally surrounded by the most amount of bullshit in this room at the minute. And I was supposed to have sorted this room out today, but instead I spent all day watching shite on TV, going on TikTok in between, and then playing some Xbox. I did everything I shouldn't be doing instead of doing what I should have done. And I do think this is going to sound strong, but I do think social media is a cancer. It's a cancer to the public.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we
I don't
thrive
so
off
much
social
like
media, so I'm shooting ourselves in the foot by fucking saying it.
I don't think so much like Instagram. Facebook is definitely, because that's where I always, if I go on my fucking Facebook, someone's put a dead puppy or a dead this, or like immigrants being killed, or fires and bombings and robberies and rapes, and it's like, holy fuck, is there anything good on this fucking thing? Like, it's just constant, just feel bad about this, feel bad about that. But I feel Instagram, when I go on that and I scroll through, I see people like on holidays and people going on ventures and like food and stuff, and that I feel better for scrolling through that, even though I don't do it. You know what I mean? So I think there is a degree of...
And I do think people need to, because I have to remind Charlotte of this a lot, people need to remember what's being put on Instagram and Facebook is what people want you to see about their lives. Like, I know a couple very well that argue like cat and dog and hate each other 95% of the time, but on Facebook their life is amazing. And everyone thinks their life is amazing. If you looked at my Facebook or my Instagram, well, I don't really use Instagram. I use our Instagram, really. But if you look at my Facebook, you think I'm on a holiday constantly, I'm going out for meals constantly, I'm doing this and that. But that's only because I'm showing you like 15% of my time. The rest of the time I'm fucking working, watching TV, doing shit I shouldn't be doing. Do you know what I mean?
Miserable
bastard. Yeah, I am a miserable bastard.
Yeah, me too. Especially fucking today. Jesus Christ, I could have killed someone today. So yeah, no, What could you replace it? Like I said, it's more of like a
You need a hobby.
yeah, it's more of like a hobby thing. Like if you're sitting there and you're thinking, "Oh, I wish I could scroll through Facebook," that's just because you've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, you're bored.
That's not because you want to go on Facebook. It's because you're bored and it's easy. You can sit on your ass and do it.
Mm.
I mean, so it's like read a book or play a game. I don't have no bad against playing games and stuff like that.
No, it keeps your mind active.
Yeah, or like listen to you get a lot done by. I get a lot more done when like listening to podcasts. I get a lot more stuff more done. It's hard, man, because obviously it's your decision, isn't it? I mean, you do the exercise in the gym and stuff, which is good for your mental health.
It's entirely down to preference, really.
Yeah, but stay off it, man. I would, if I could get off it, which obviously I've backfired that, like you said, like this podcast and most podcasts are based around social media.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to get away from it now until we hire someone to do it for us. I'd love to have a person that does our social media. How fucking good would that be? A gopher?
Yeah, that's what you call people that do stuff for you.
Oh, I thought it was... Oh, okay. I have no rebuttal to that. I'm not even going to argue it. But yeah, no, stay off it. I guarantee it. Like you'll go back to it, and you'll be like, "Oh, I missed this for like a day," and then the next day you'll be like, "This is shit." You'll be miserable. You'll be envious of people you've seen. You'll be jealous, and oh yeah, no, it's not fucking worth it.
No, definitely not.
Right. So hopefully that helped. Obviously, if you do go back to it and you've gone down that rabbit hole, send us an email so we can laugh at your
expense
misery, yeah, and then help you get back off it. But hopefully you don't, and keep pumping that iron.
Pump it up.
Fenton. Fucking Fenton. What a terrible name.
Fenton.
Is that a person's name, or is that a name made up for a fucking animal?
It's got to be made up, innit? I've never heard of it before that video. Right, so on that note, it's been a good one. We've had a good little chinwag today. If you are into social media and you're still on social media, make sure you check out all of our social media. Follow, like and subscribe, please. And as always, if you've got any content ideas, questions or feedback for the show, send it in to twomennohope@gmail.com. And I'll see you when you're back from your holiday, Dan.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Bye-bye.
See you later.